What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over the mini Sprite events that Fortnite has planned out for the next few days, where you're going to get increased chances to get certain sprites or other benefits. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, comment down below which of these days or which of these events you're most excited to take advantage of, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolvedJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So, starting off on Monday, June 29th, which is going to be tomorrow as of the time I'm posting this video, we have a Mastery Monday, and on Mastery Mondays, you get double Sprite XP, so you're going to be able to level up and master your sprites much easier than you otherwise would, and then you're also going to get double dust for extracting sprites. So if you are someone who's been struggling to level up sprites this season, this is going to be one of the best days for you to take advantage of to easily finish those sprites off. I do have a video I posted last week about quickly leveling sprites, or like the easiest way to level sprites. And the same is going to be true of dust. If you are struggling with dust and you've been, you haven't been able to get much going because you're always buying back these expensive sprites or you're always upgrading weapons in game, this is a day that you're going to want to probably be a bit more intentional about extracting sprites and just farming that dust up. And that will make the rest of your week easier when it comes to buying sprites or upgrading weapons. Like the general kind of flow of this season is that throughout the course of the week, they add new sprites and there's power hours for you to get sprites. And then Monday, I feel like, is a day for you to farm your dust back and for you to master those sprites a bit easier. One thing that I'm really interested about with this Mastery Monday is going to be the campfires, because in last week's update, Fortnite made it to where if you activate a campfire, you get double Sprite XP for the remainder of the game. And this makes leveling up your sprites a lot easier and a bit more convenient, right? Well, Mondays already have just double Sprite XP by default, so I'm interested to see what the campfires do on Monday. My guess is that they would either just do nothing, or, it would double the double, and then maybe we would get 4x Sprite XP. So that is definitely something that you're going to want to try on Monday. See what happens when you activate a campfire with your Sprite, because if it further increases that multiplier, this is going to be the absolute perfect day for you to level up sprites. Tuesday, June 30th, so the day after that, we have Gone Wild Week 2, and this is going to make it to where gummy sprites spawn in the fishing spots, and I believe this is going to be the gold fishing spots that were added in last week's update. Currently, if you fish these gold spots, you have a really good chance, or you have high chance of getting gold sprites, but that should be swapped over on Tuesday to where now you will get gummy sprites out of these fishing spots. So if you are struggling or missing any golds, for in between now and Tuesday, would be a good time for you to fish those spots. But on the other hand, if you're missing out on gummy sprites, when that switch kind of happens on Tuesday, June 30th, that is going to be an ideal way for you to kind of get those gummy sprites, because just naturally looting containers or looting sprite chests, you have an opportunity to get a whole bunch of things. But with these gold spots, I'm pretty sure they're like somewhat guaranteed to at least give you one sprite per gold spot. And now, currently it's gold, and when this switches over, it'll be like one gummy sprite every time. So like that should be a really good way for you to get the gummy sprites that you were missing during this Gone Wild Week 2, where you will get gummy sprites from the gold fishing spots. And again, that is going to be on Tuesday, June 30th. A few days later, on Thursday, July 2nd, that is going to be legendary sprites spawning more often for 24 hours. And I would assume the base spawn rate of the sprite increasing would also increase the chance of you getting variants of those sprites. The legendary sprites that we currently have in the loot pool are going to be the Dream Sprite, the Punk Sprite, and then the Boss Sprite. The other kind of super rare sprites like the 0 Point or the Grim Reaper, those are both mythic rarity, so they're a level higher than legendary. But if you are missing the Dream, Punk, or Boss sprites or any of their variants, playing on Thursday, July 2nd will be an ideal time for you to find and extract those sprites, because them having boosted spawn rate, like I said, I think it will definitely affect their variants as well. So if you're missing like Gummy Punk or, Galaxy Boss, this would probably be a good time for you to do that. So that is going to be Thursday, July 2nd, just for that 24-hour period. The Tuesday, June 30th, Gone Wild Week 2, adding gummy sprites to the fishing spots, I assume that's going to persist for the entire week. It's not just a one-day thing. But this legendary sprite spawning more often on Thursday, July 2nd, that is just a 24-hour window, similar to how Monday is a Mastery Monday. So it's just for that day. On Saturday, July 4th, we have power hours for the gummy and gold sprites to spawn more often. So the increased chance of both gold and gummy. Again, if you are missing any of these sprites, now would be a very good time for you to get them, because these power hours do kind of go crazy with the increased chance. If you have only like a few that you're looking for, you know, it can be hard to go into that power hour and actually make like come away finding them. But if you're missing like 5 or 6, you know, several of these gummy and gold versions, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get them, because if the more that you're missing, like the higher chance you have of actually finding something you need. And so far recently, the power hours have been, there's been 2 sessions, 2 hours each, so 4 hours total. The first session is usually 2 p.m. Eastern time to 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then the second session is 9 p.m. Eastern time to 11 p.m. Eastern time. So it's called power hour, but they're really 2 hours long, and then there's 2 sessions, so you have 4 hours total of increased golden gummy sprites. And with Fortnite, I'm sure a lot of you would be like, why would they do this? The golden gummy versions have been out for so long. Not everybody has had a chance to get them. And with the last week's update, they added, you know, 5 Sprite variants. And that also means that, you know, people need to get the gold and the gummy versions of those as well. I have most of the base golden gummies. Pretty much the only ones I'm missing are the recently added ones. So I definitely will probably, hopefully be getting them during that power hour. The Monday following that, July 6th, is going to be another Mastery Monday. So again, this is going to be a good opportunity for you to master the sprites. Like I just went over, Tuesday, we have gummy sprites in the gold spot, so you probably find more gummies that you haven't had yet. Thursday, we have increased legendaries that you can find that you maybe haven't had yet. Saturday, we have golden gummy for you to get caught up on those and find sprites that you haven't, found yet. And then the Monday following that is an opportunity for you to easily level those sprites. So that the events kind of go hand in hand and work together well, where some increase your opportunity to find sprites and extract them and unlock new sprites. And then the Monday after, you have double XP again to level up those sprites that you just collected and quickly, fill out your collection with mastered sprites to unlock all of the bonus rewards that we have in the sprite catalog. Thursday, July 9th, so a few days after that Mastery Monday, is going to be the Holo Foil sprites released. These Holo Foil sprites increase your chance to find sprite variants. So if you have a Holo Foil sprite on, you have a higher chance of finding the gold, gummy, galaxy, and then Holo Foil variants will be out at that point as well. So this is actually going to be one of the best sprite variants I think that we've had in terms of, helping you find more sprites if you are someone that wants to collect them. I think these are going to be very useful and very sought after. So adding them to the loot pool will be something that a lot of, sprite collectors are looking forward to. And then I would assume the Saturday after that would be a Holo Foil Power Hour. So July 11th, I would guess, would be Holo Foil Power Hours, because that is how things have been done thus far. Last Thursday added the Galaxy versions, and then yesterday, as of the time of recording this, a few days after they were added, we had the Galaxy Power Hour. So I fully expect the same exact thing to happen on Saturday, July 11th, where we get some sort of Holo Foil Power Hour, where you have an increased chance of finding the Holo Foils. Then you can take them into the Mastery Monday following that, fully level them, master them, and then, hopefully use them to find more sprites or more sprite variants if you are missing anything. I'm also interested to see how the Holo Foil kind of goes with the power hours. If you have a Holo Foil sprite on during the Holo Foil power hour, you might have a really, really good opportunity to find, all of the Holo Foils that you're missing. But that is going to be it for this video. We have a lot of limited time sprite events coming up over the next few days. And if you are someone who really likes collecting the sprites, or maybe you've fallen behind in collecting a lot of sprites, this is going to be a really ideal time for you to get caught up in your collection and find as many of those missing sprites as you can. And the more that you're missing, the easier it is for you to find something that you don't have yet, just because of how numbers work. But let me know down in the comments below which of these events you're most excited for. If you guys did enjoy this video, found it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.